So, quite a lot of news has broken late tonight, or by the time this video is up in the morning, late last night on United. And very positive news for a change. You've not got me ranting or complaining, which is good. The news that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is feeling not very confident. This is news coming directly from Sir Jim's team. The Nice camp, if it's coming from the mouth of Sir Jim from a very reliable source, more indications that Qatar could be in the lead and Qatar could be named as the exclusive bidder very soon. Among this, a big update on Manchester United pursuing Andre Onana. Tier 1 Damatio has gone and spoken about what's going on with United and Onana. De Gea is set to leave, and a new emerging report has come out today that Harry Kane is ready to push for a United move. So is Kane to United over or not? Could that explain the delays of Højlund, or is it just because United delay every deal? Well, we're going to start with the takeover news, then we'll get into the Onana news, then we'll get into the Kane news. So smash that like button, subscribe down below, and let's get into it. So, starting with the Sir Jim Ratcliffe news, now it was said that this bit that came out is just a summary of an article that's going to come out tomorrow, but by the time this video is uploaded, will come out in a couple of hours after this video is uploaded. So I could do a bonus video around midday UK time if this article goes into detail, but what was said essentially so far from the guy that's released the article, you know, this is a Nice article, this is an article directly related to Nice Football Club, has said, summary of information from Nice Martin tomorrow morning. Ineos suffered a loss in confidence in the takeover of Manchester United. So there's nothing more been said than Ineos suffered a loss of confidence, so you never know, this could be some kind of clickbait headline or something, so we will have to wait for the full article to come out sometime tomorrow, and if it says anything particularly interesting, there will be another video update on that. But reports coming out from Nice about Sir Jim feeling less confidence, etc, you know, this is very good for Qatar in the sense of we've got Reuters, a very credible source, saying, look, the Glazers haven't talked to Qatar about granting them exclusivity. Whenever someone is granted exclusivity, that means the Glazers have chosen them, they'll be the next bidder. If we wake up tomorrow and Qatar have been granted exclusivity, that's the end of Sir Jim, that it will be Qatar. And, you know, the fact that, you know, a week after it's been said by reliable sources that Qatar are negotiating exclusive activity, people from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's camp, people who are directly close with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, are saying, yeah, Ineos aren't confident. That's massive. Again, the whole article hasn't come out, so I will need to read the whole article, and apologise for speaking quiet because I'm doing this really late at night again. So apologise if the audio is quiet, but I do think having people in Sir Jim Ratcliffe's circle, very close to Sir Jim, saying he's not confident is massive, because this whole time he's been incredibly confident. Remember this article, this Nice Martin source, they said, you know, Sir Jim was in the lead like a month and a half ago and he was very confident, and then all the other British journalists followed up and copied that. This was one of the first sources to say and confirm Jim Ratcliffe's putting in a bid, and Jim Ratcliffe's bid is doing well, because for a while it's looked like Qatar are out and Sir Jim's in the lead, and this was the source saying that. You know, this source isn't someone that's jumped on the takeover for some views. Everything this source has said on the takeover has then been confirmed by the general view. When Sir Jim was in the lead, this source said it first. So, you know, the fact that they're saying Sir Jim, who's felt very confident, Sir Jim, who's been briefing his journalists, the Times, obviously Matt Lawton of the Times has definitely been briefed by Sir Jim's camp. The fact that Sir Jim's camp has been briefing this whole time, they're very confident, they believe his bid is true, and they believe he's going to win. So all of a sudden, tonight, it's coming out, actually, no, you know what, like, Sir Jim isn't confident. That is big hint. That is a big hint that I think it could be going Qatar's way. But as I said, I will probably have to do another video on this and an update on this. We were said to find out, you know, last week or this week, it was said we will find out who's going to be granted exclusivity with the takeover. If this is true, but we were also told we're going to find out something in March, and we didn't. But a lot of the journalists have been reporting this is the week we'll find something out. They did say that in March, and that didn't happen, so that's why I'm not getting too excited with this. But the week we'll find something out. You've got Reuters saying Qatar about to be granted exclusivity. You've got a source close to Sir Jim saying he's not confident. I wouldn't be shocked if things come out in the next few days. Now, guys, smash a like, smash a subscribe. I don't want to speculate too much. I'm going to wait to see what other information comes out. But I spoke to some people and they said this is a good source. This is a big point. Let's see what comes out tomorrow. Now, another good source is Damatio. He's spoken about Onana. Damatio was like almost like the GOAT of transfers a while back, but he's kind of lost credibility, but he's still a good source. And a lot of other good sources have spoken about David De Gea's future and Onana. Now, Onana, Champions League final, what a boss. United also scouting Diogo Costa. Porto do need to sell Diogo Costa, but Onana seems to be the more feasible one, because I think Onana will be 45 million and Porto wants 65 million for Diogo Costa because that's his release clause. However, I reckon we could get both for 50 million. So let me know in the comments, who would you rather have, Onana or Diogo Costa? But what was said on the United transfer news regarding goalkeepers? So, first of all, was said by Chris Wheeler. The increasingly likely scenario that goalkeeper David De Gea will leave as a free agent next week means Ten Hag may also be in the market for a number one. So it's looking more and more likely that De Gea will leave as a free agent, and Onana, Diogo Costa and Jordan Pickford are the names on the list to replace him. But the reliable sources are edging mostly towards Onana, followed by Costa, followed by Pickford, because you might as well keep Dean Henderson. Pickford, not for me. But Demarcio said this, which is interesting. He said, "It's true that Manchester United are monitoring Andre Onana, but Inter Milan have to understand if this interest will get concrete in the coming hours. The Inter are waiting to hear what Manchester United's intentions will be." So they're saying, look, it seems that United are interested in Onana. Very obvious to say that. United need a keeper. De Gea likely to go. Relationship with Ten Hag. But Inter need to know if this is serious. Because, you know, we're interested in Kim Min-jae. We spoke to Kim Min-jae. We registered an interest in Kim Min-jae. But then we went to Napoli, or we don't know if we can pay that 40 million release clause. United have registered interest in players and monitored players and spoken to players, but they've not pursued that player. And I think Inter Milan want to know, are United seriously looking to move for Onana or not? Like, Inter want to know United's intentions. They're interested in Onana, but other intentions do come in with a bid. And I can't blame Inter for that. No one knows what United's intentions are. I think our intentions will be made clear in a couple of weeks when De Gea is out of contract. So, what else was said on the Onana situation? It was also said new Manchester United have been tracking Andre Onana since last April. Inter will ask for 60 million euros. And also it was said that Manchester United need to clarify De Gea's situation, and in the event of him leaving, United would focus on Inter Milan's Onana. So very much seems to be, if De Gea leaves, the focus is Onana. I think the fact that, I will be talking about Harry Kane in a second, but I think the fact that our striker interest has gone from names like Kane and Osimhen and Ramos to potentially a cheaper Højlund says to me that United are focusing a budget on a goalkeeper. They'll save 15 million in wages with De Gea. They'll probably get 30 million for Henderson or 25 million, but there'll be about 40 million saved. So when you bring in a new keeper for 50 million, see United is spending maybe 10, maybe 20 million, including the wages, on a keeper. I think that's very much possible. And I think the situation with the goalkeeper, with Onana, with who United are going to sign in goal is De Gea goes, we pursue Onana. Diogo Costa's the other choice. Pickford is the other choice after that, potentially. But look, you know, United want Mason Mount, United want Højlund. I do believe United want a goalkeeper. I do believe De Gea will go, and I do believe that Onana to United might be the number one goalkeeping choice. I've always thought maybe it was Diogo Costa because we've been scouting the most, but I do think maybe United edging towards Onana because we know Ten Hag likes players that he's worked with and that is trusted. So I think once this De Gea situation is resolved, I could see us going for Onana. You never know, United might offer De Gea a new contract, but from what I'm hearing, from what's been reported by the good journalists, it seems very much like De Gea would like to stay, but Ten Hag's told De Gea if he stays, he's not guaranteed number one, and that Ten Hag's reluctant to give De Gea a new contract, and if Ten Hag isn't approving giving De Gea a new contract on the same wages he's on, because Ten Hag has reportedly said to the board De Gea needs a number 2 goalkeeper salary because he won't necessarily be number 1. And also the whole De Gea situation could be holding up the Henderson to Forest deal as well. So we know that United want a midfielder. Mason Mount seems to be the focus. Hopefully a second midfielder as well, because we're probably going to sell 2 of Donny, Scott and Fred. So we definitely need a second midfielder and a striker. Now we know Kane is like Ten Hag's ideal signing, Ten Hag's dream signing. It was literally said last night, Ten Hag still dreams of Harry Kane. That is his ideal signing, that's his dream signing. Kane's been at Carrington, Luke Shaw's been flirting on Instagram with pictures of Kane and Mount and Rice at Carrington, Luke Shaw, Agent Shaw, and like Ten Hag's dream is Kane. This is Ten Hag's ideal transfer. This is the transfer Ten Hag wants, Harry Kane. And he was annoyed at the board for not showing enough ambition to get Kane. United almost ruled themselves out this last couple of weeks of actually doing a deal for Kane. United are like, oh no, Levy won't let him go. However, if Kane pushes for a move, there's a chance that Levy will let him go. And reports coming out today that Kane might push for a move. Eric Ten Hag very ambitious. Eric Ten Hag clearly wants Kane, and if Eric Ten Hag's got a chance to get Kane, he will go for him, hoping it doesn't stop him getting a keeper. Now, some people say if we get Højlund, we get a keeper. If we get Kane, we don't get a keeper. But if we let De Gea go and then we get Kane, it's either D. Henderson or surely we've got to get a keeper. But what was actually said on Harry Kane it was said Harry Kane still hopes Manchester United will resurrect their bid to sign him this summer if Daniel Levy lowers his 100 million demand. Real Madrid, PSG and Bayern Munich are among European clubs monitoring Harry Kane's situation, but they're reluctant to overpay. So United, PSG, Bayern and Real Madrid all looking at the Kane situation, all interested in Harry Kane, but they're reluctant to pay his price, 100 million, 1 year left on his contract, 30 years of age. Apparently Harry Kane would maybe start to push for a move to United, is what's being rumoured around. He wants United to come back in for him. He'd potentially push for that move, but I still can't see Daniel Levy lowering the Kane price tag to 70 million so he can buy him and he can force him to move to United. But at the same time, Daniel Levy will not want to lose his best asset for free next summer. Daniel Levy's playing a risky game. He's gambling on the fact that Kane falls in love with the next Spurs manager, signs a new contract and stays at Spurs. But I think the fact that Kane wants Valverde to win a trophy before him this season, I think Kane wants to move. Anyway guys, that is a summary of today's news. I will be back with another video or live stream later on, so please do smash that like button, subscribe down below if you're new, share the video. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I was really quiet, but I'm filming this late at night, so hopefully the audio quality isn't too bad.